really thinking about what is community. It's another one of those definition terms, such as, we define wellness. When we think about community, it can mean a really wide variety of things. If we look at this room, this is a community of people, of, peers and like-mindedness. You've come here to learn about a certain topic. So we're a community. There was a lot of networking going on before the session started, before, and during the break. So we're a network and a community here. We are also within our own organization or work site. That is also could be a community when you think about the people that we spend a lot of time with day in and day out, and that we're all working towards common goals and sharing in those environments. We also have our kids or grandkids or nieces, nephews. There's school communities, there's childcare communities, there's the physical community, which, we live in, so that geography. We also may have faith-based communities or, climbing, kind of hobby kind of activities that are all communities. So we just want to make sure that context is there, because we can take actions and be responsible for what's happening and have an impact in all of those communities that we exist in. So it's not just kind of this broad, kind of nebulous community. It's really being able to identify where you can have an impact in even one or two of those communities that will really advance the work that we're trying to do. So just, again, kind of setting the stage of there is a wide range of where we can start this work. And if you feel like, oh, I don't know where to start, kind of dip the toes into the smaller, most comfortable community and then work your way out. For those that are ready for bold action, you can, take that. So that's a little of the community part. Why we're really talking about this, and I think that sense of urgency that I think is starting to grow. I'm not as sure about the political will, but I think there is, in terms of the work that I do, working with the state health department, working for, federal grant funded projects, there is really a sense of urgency in that we need to find a solution. Unfortunately, I think a lot of times the funders and other people that are behind some of these directives feel that there's a single solution, that there's one thing that we can do and it makes it all better. And that's not a realistic thing. But I think in terms of really getting to outcomes and making those big, bold moves, there is a little bit more of a sense of urgency. And there's just a couple of slides about why that sense of urgency, I think, is here. This slide is from 2012. It is self-reported data that the CDC collects on height and weight, and then they calculate that into overweight, obesity, etc. So this is showing kind of where we are at in the country with regards to obesity. So you can see this country is very yellow, meaning that 25 to 30% of adults within those states that are yellow are obese, which is a BMI over 30. There's quite a few states, you can see kind of a pattern there existing of 30 to 35%. Some of you are talking 1 in every 3 adults in those states that are obese, and we know some of the health issues that come along with that. I did put the actual Iowa, Illinois, and Wisconsin percentages on the side for your information. Okay, this one. So this looks at diabetes. So again, just really to show the trend line, if you look at from 1958, which is on the far left, and going up to 2010, the increase in the people with diabetes that has happened in that time frame is really an emergent situation, and really cries out for, we need to do something about it. Some might say, well, there's better screening. Well, yes, but it's still a very disturbing increase in the number of people with diabetes. We also think about hypertension, high blood pressure, high cholesterol. So every 39 seconds, someone is dying of a heart attack or other cardiovascular incident. So, I mean, that was the time that it took for me to say that someone has passed away because of what could be a preventable illness. 1 in 2 have high blood pressure, but many don't have it under control. Or actually 68 million people have high blood pressure and 1 in 2 don't have it under control. And you can also say 2 of 3, so we can count off in here, that have high cholesterol. But again, not everyone has it under control or aware that they have these conditions. So we talked earlier about that awareness, that is one of the first steps, is being aware that, you know, these potential health issues may be creeping into our lives or the lives of our families.